These themed backyards are going to blow your mind, but what's going to blow your mind even more is what it takes to design and then bring these themed backyards into reality. I first realized how hard it was to do a themed backyard when one of my homeowners asked me to do a Star Wars themed backyard. Kind of cool. I was like, yes, let's go for it. But then the challenges as a design department and then bringing that design into reality really hit home. And so I just want to let you know, it's super cool at the end, but it's very difficult to bring about. So from a design team, we started to research, okay, how can we bring about the elements of backyard living, the cool stuff, the outdoor kitchens, maybe a hot tub, maybe a movie theater, water feature, some of the standard backyard living items. So first we started with color. Now color, of course, is something you want to make sure you get your color palette right. We chose the planet Tatooine. That's more of a light color, desert style, color palette. That was easy to choose that sandstone color as our theme color. The homeowner wanted a hot tub. That was his main area. And then he wanted a movie theater. So we had to think about that. And of course, he wanted the outdoor kitchen and the standard outdoor living items. By the way, he wanted to have a Han Solo statue, and he bought it, that he was going to turn into a water feature. I mean, he really was going for it with this themed backyard. A lot like what you saw in the movie with the pod races, they had that stadium seating. So he said, okay, let's do a stadium seating area. So big, massive blocks you're seeing here. And then we did the sandstone finish at the bottom, and that was also going to be a little fire pit destination. Now, another challenge that we had with a different project that also had a Star Wars themed backyard, theirs was actually the Ewok portion of Star Wars. They wanted kind of an Ewok village theme. Now you can really imagine the difficulty that we had, because when we're doing the design and we're talking with the client, you have a lot to an Ewok village. They lived in this cool forest area, and we could definitely use those trees, but then of course we had the main platforms of their main living space that we had to incorporate. And then they wanted to have bridges from tree to tree, just like they had in the Ewok village. So really a lot of design and a lot of thought that went into that. We do pretty awesome backyards, but we've never done tree forts and tree houses and living spaces in trees. So we had to really understand not only how to design them, but we had to get our thoughts around how to build them as well. Another very popular themed backyard that will blow your socks off is this one. It is a tropical themed backyard, but we just went pool crazy, waterfall crazy, tropical themed luxury backyard. The pool obviously is beautiful, but I love the freeform shape of it. We did a bar over at the end where you can swim up, kind of talk to people over at the outdoor bar, and you can be in the pool as well. But then you see all the waterfalls. Now these waterfalls, part of this themed backyard, those waterfalls are pool water. So you can be in there, you can pretend you have a little raft and raft down those. You got the slide there, you're gonna love hanging out and running out, jumping in the slide, jumping in the pool. But we also have those diving rocks there. And you can imagine being in Hawaii in a tropical area, you're always seeing people jumping from those rocks, and you can do that in your own pool. Now, of course, the proximity to the outdoor kitchen that we incorporated right next to the pool is perfect for going and grabbing a pina colada, making it, and you're back in the pool sipping on that pina colada or that margarita, enjoying your tropical themed backyard. So if you're thinking about a tropical themed backyard, remember, of course, the pool, the slide, and all that fun stuff, but then you got colors. We went with a lot of turquoise colors and lighter colors that you see in the tropics. We also want to remember that a bar is almost always in a tropical area. Another thing to remember is shade. You're in a tropical theme, you're probably going to be out in the sun a lot. So we did a lot of umbrellas, but we also did this cool automated retractable awning for shade. Really a nice feature there right above the bar where everybody would be hanging out in the heat of the sun. Push a button and all of a sudden you are shaded in that area. So another thing I want to mention too is lighting. Lighting is so important for a themed backyard, but really with this tropical theme, you're going to see a lot of lights at night in the tropical areas. So take a look at what we did here. We lit up under the bar, we lit up under the kitchen, and we really showed those palm trees off. We lit up the whole area around the pool. And lighting is so important for those evening hours, especially in a tropical theme backyard. So I've said tropical theme a lot. I just got made fun of, but I just want you to insert these Synonyms, okay? Number 1 is tropical, what?
Vibe.
Tropical vibe. Number 2 would be atmosphere. So as I said tropical theme a lot, just take those and put those in, please. As you're thinking about this tropical atmosphere for your backyard, you want to create destination. And so yes, you do want to have your bar by your pool. You want to have your pool flavor, but you also want to have places to go. That's why we put the outdoor kitchen at the end of that bar. And that's also why we put the fire pit between those palm trees. It's at the end of the landscape. It's beyond the pool, and it's going to attract you to a different area of your tropical. So from the tropical vibes over to the more modern, clean theme of a backyard. Modern themed backyards are very common. You can also call them a modern style backyard. And the premise of these is clean and straight and minimalist. That's what you want to do when you're thinking about a modern yard. Now, these are not as hard to design. They're not as hard to construct, but they give you the wow factor just like the other ones, and you're gonna love these shots. Take a look at this backyard. So we have the pool as a main subject, and we have our covered structure as a main subject, and that we're kind of working around that. Obviously, we had elevation to contend with, but elevation can be used very well in a backyard, even in a modern theme. So what we did here with this structure is we elevated that up 2 steps. Look at how we pulled the lines from our pool and our structure. And remember, we just pulled that into the kitchen, and it continues that modern thought, that modern theme. The circular fire pit adds that element of a splash of just different, of deviating from of a straight line. But we also added some extra elements to that. We added the metal, we added the concrete, and we added the wood. Those elements just took our modern theme to the next level and also gave you a wonderful destination. Then you go over to the covered structure. We did the same thing. We kept things very linear, but we also added the softness of that fire feature with the bar. So think about that as you're doing and exploring a modern space. Remember that you want to keep things linear, but we also want to splash in there some interest, but we want to keep that interest in a modern theme. And take a look at this modern themed backyard. We really did a lot of little extras that really brought about this modern space. I personally like the fire pit that's sunk in there, and it's going to attract your eye from inside those doors. You even have the atrium on the inside. It's an open air space in the middle of their house. And you open the door and you have that wonderful breeze that goes through the space, but it's also very peaceful and tranquil with that modern vibe. And then you can obviously do pet themed backyards. Take a look at this Catio Backyard that we did. Pretty much the whole space was directed with their Catio. So the homeowner here had many cats and wanted to give them that inside-outside thought. So we built a nice little area, a tunnel over to the Catio, and all of a sudden she has what she wants, the best of both worlds. Being in her backyard, having her cats back there to be able to enjoy the space. But take a look at what else she did. She created destination for her and her friends to be out there with the cats. So she did an outdoor office, which is beautiful. She did an outdoor dining, keeping things in a pet-friendly way, but having space for her and her friends as well. And one of my favorite themed backyards is more of a Mediterranean or Tuscan themed backyard. And we have elements of this in this job. Take a look at what we've done here. We created a beautiful destination, covered structure with lighter colors, with that Tuscan thought. And it's just a wonderful outdoor space. Cover structure, fireplace, outdoor bar. We did the outdoor kitchen. All of this has the elements of that Tuscanesque feel where you're gonna have lots of people out there enjoying this space together. And then of course, my house, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people do. My house has the same kind of Mediterranean vibe, Tuscan vibe. We did those lighter colors. We did natural stone veneer, which you would definitely see in the Mediterranean. And then of course, we did the pool theme. Lots of destinations, lots of areas for your friends to be able to go and enjoy. And that's the backyard thought for me, is get out and enjoy that space and give lots of people their own areas to go. Other elements, obviously, of a Mediterranean theme would be the planting. Obviously, you want to do it with more of that evergreen look. You can use Italian cypress. Some people replace those with more of a, arborvitae. You can use jasmine, soften the space, use a lot of flower pots to basically sit on patio space. It also attracts nature. It's really nice. Another thing you can do with your Tuscan themed backyard is use pizza oven. You can see what we've done here with the food, the pizza. That is what a Mediterranean culture is all about, is gathering people around food. Pizza ovens obviously do a great job with that. But what we've done here is added the brick elements, which is a very Mediterranean old world feel. Another theme you can think about is a cabin style theme. I really like the cabin style theme because it gives you a kind of a woodsy feel, gives you almost a relaxing, instantly you're gonna feel relaxed, but obviously you're gonna use a lot of woods and wood elements. And you want to even think about arches. You have the wood elements, and with the wood elements, obviously you're going to think about a fireplace, a fire pit. And this would be more of a wood burning fire features. So you would want to also think about designing wood storage, as we've done here. And then you want to think about the wood elements, such as a deck. Now, I always feel strongly about doing a hard surface, but if you're going to do a cabin style themed backyard, please introduce some wood deck. Look at what we've done here. We've used these trees that were staples of this backyard, and we put the deck around it, cut a kind of a circle in the deck, and allowed those trees to come right up through that space. And then we put the hammock between that. So just a beautiful destination, and it really adds to that wood cabin theme. Another element that I love in a cabin style theme is a water feature. You can see this little water feature we've done. Just gives you the sound like you're right out in the woods and maybe a little stream right by. So add a water feature to your themed cabin backyard. Here's another one that we've done. Now this one was built in the forest, so it does have the cabin vibe. But look at what we've done here. We've created beautiful pathways that take you from point A to point B, but give you that wood cabin thought, almost like you're going to outdoor school. Obviously taking us over to a fire pit, which should be always a staple of a cabin style themed backyard. This one was a Core 10 fire bowl. Love it because the logs surrounded that, and that was what we used for the benches. So a very nice feature. Think of the gravel, think of the fire feature, think of the destination in your cabin themed backyard. I would love it if you would challenge me to design whatever themed backyard is in your mind. I want to know. Please comment below, what's your favorite theme? I would love to know that. And hey, if you need some help with design, it would be a great challenge for us and my design team. Let us take that challenge that you have. Whatever it is, whatever's in your mind, let us know, because we would love to design that space for you. Reach out to me. I'll have a link below on how to contact us. You can schedule an appointment right to my calendar, and we'll be talking about your themed backyard in no time. I want you to see this whole themed backyard from start to finish, what we went through to bring about this modern themed backyard. Enjoy.